And that comeback is huge. Like, imagine again, loss. That comeback will just sweep the whole thing away like a tidal wave. And you will feel that. Literally, sports legends, politics, unbelievable stories are born out of that comeback moment. And it is going to be unforgettable for you. If you've experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. Lesson number 3 is that defeat can push you to unbelievable strength. Now, obviously, some part of this is based on your actual training and what you've done. That being said, you really don't know what's inside you. I hope you're seeing that thread where with these lessons, what's inside you ends up being revealed at really crucial points, crossroad moments, when no one's watching or maybe when everyone's watching. And you now see, even in defeat, you might actually discover that you have a strength you didn't realize was there before. That is, I think, something huge just trying to show through this anime itself, like Rengoku's story. And I say this because Rengoku is a great Hashira, powerful, strong, yet here he met a wall he couldn't just overcome, is in that wall being Akaza. And Akaza he's number 3 for a reason. That's not just a number. It's a rank. So he fights, does his best, does everything he can, and still loses. And I'll go back to what I said before about the whole thing of final breathing. I don't think that's something Rengoku necessarily knew he was going to do in that moment. Yet, when he realized he was about to lose again, defeat revealing what he valued, that point of his mother's last words to him in a sense, or like his mother's legacy to him in terms of what she said about the weak looking after the strong. What surged out of him in that moment of defeat was not despair, horror, fear. It was power, righteous anger almost in a sense. And you see it in, man, that scream that he pushed forward. Again, I call it final breathing, as in just breathing, not like pushing the power of the total concentration breathing to its extreme end, which is obviously going to have some impact on your lungs or something, but like pushing that in there. Did he even know he could do that? Because again, he knew he was going to die. So he's like, pour everything, every single thing into this one. And lo and behold, he became a problem for Akaza, who was trying to convert him before, and Akaza now changed gears, moving away from the anime, but pulling from the lesson. What is actually unlocked in you that you don't know about, that defeat might actually reveal that, hey, maybe after you lost that game or this thing, someone's actually like, you seem like you were good at this part of it though. And then you're like, I never even knew I had that skill. So maybe that defeat has now to redirect you to some other better way for you to actually move forward. Because to me, I love how Jesus actually helps us in that rejection might actually be redirection. Sometimes in you actually losing something, there might be something you actually gain in terms of what's revealed there. It might actually be that you really are strong in a very particular area you never had to utilize because the moment never showed up. Yet here's Rengoku in the final moments of his life, and he's putting number 3 in terms of the Kizuki 12. He's actually pinning him down as an Akaza can't just walk away, which is crazy. So my thing with this again is what's inside you. Ask Jesus to help show you what's there, because even though you lost, what's the strength for you to now either build, or what does it reveal that was actually in you, that maybe you need better training or whatever the case may be, but there's something in you, is what I personally believe. Because you do not know the totality of your own soul. No one does. I think only Jesus can show you, and even sometimes show you that in layers and glimpses, depending on what you're going through. Who knows what's in you? Seriously, like amazing. The strength could even be in the form of ideas. It may not be necessarily physical like Rengoku's own, but there's a lot of stuff that's just waiting to surface. And maybe defeat could be the catalyst. You might not like it. in terms of it being defeat, but who knows what it knocks over and pushes, and now this thing, you're like, wait, what? Look inside you, you're like, wait, that was there the whole time? I didn't realize I even remembered this. And then that leads you on a journey of growth and change. Again, unbelievable, not always expected, doesn't always happen. That being said, it is possible sometimes for defeat to actually lead to unbelievable strength in that pivotal moment where everything is on the line. I think that's one thing Jesus is trying to show you, that some of these concepts that go on, we don't fully understand how they can impact us. And truly, look at Akaza. You saw fear in the man's eyes because he thought Rengoku was finished, and Rengoku kind of showed that he wasn't finished, even though he was the loser of the fight. That's something I just want you to keep in mind. I pray that if you ever lose anything, you grow stronger because of it. You can be a blessing to anyone around you. I just hope that you first see that that's possible, and you allow Jesus to, help you to be that truly in your life and everything you do. So that's lesson number 3, as to when good guys lose. So lesson number 4 is that defeat can be the setup for a comeback. Now, this actually is more focused on Tanjiro and I guess Inosuke in this case, relative to when Rengoku was lost. He gives his inspirational speech, leaves them with a bit of legacy relative to how their own interaction or relationship with him has impacted them, and it hits them in so many different ways. Inosuke is crying, Tanjiro is crying, but beyond the tears, it's like, what do they do after? AKA what Inosuke is mentioning relative to them training and being better. That's how they honor the legacy of Rengoku. Now flip this over to where Akaza, once he reports into obviously his big boss Muzan, he's like, oh, I've helped, actually, let me let the scene speak for itself. Yeah. So in this scene, we can see how Muzan tears Akaza a new one over the fact that, again, he's like, so what if you kill the Hashira? He was actually saying the 3 demon slayers who left alive, you should have been able to finish them off. So what is he actually saying? Again, going to the anime no Iesu, Jesus' anime, the enemy sees every human being as a threat. Whether or not you believe in Christ is not the matter, because he knows you can be won over by Christ. He knows that Christ can actually connect with anybody who allows him into their heart. So because of that, every single living soul is a threat to the kingdom of darkness, and he will do anything to destroy them, manipulate them, crush them. And that is a real fight, which you need Jesus' help to actually come through as a success and not be destroyed. Flipping it back to Demon Slayer, as in the anime, Muzan, in the same vein, views every single demon slayer as a threat, because they obviously know what to do in terms of slaying yokai, and they can grow stronger and grow to become Hashira. He's tried to crush them for how many hundreds of years, yet they're still here, still being a problem that he cannot stomp out easily. Remember, he asked upper rank 2 to be the one to find the family that's actually funding the whole entire thing, as in the Demon Slayer Corps, and that is clearly being a thorn in his flesh, which As powerful as he is, as in he's a demon lord, he still can't solve that. So, again, relative to defeat being the setup for a comeback, is in what happens with Tanjiro and Inosuke and everyone protecting the people on the train in that, what happens in the entertainment arc. Because you now see the level up, you now see how much it hit them, the loss of Rengoku, and the preparation they put in, and the way the entire entertainment arc fight stretched them to unbelievable levels. If you've watched it, you know what I mean. Again, UFO with an unbelievable drip for that arc. And what we now see is that even though they lost as an organization with Rengoku and Akaza, they gained in what happened with Gyutaro relative to the combined win, to the point where that was the first upper who's been killed in like 100 or so years, which is a huge win because obviously yokai live longer than humans. Again, that happened in an unusual way. So I say this in terms of that point of like, for you, what's the defeat you're going through? Maybe that's actually a setup for a comeback, as in you're about to learn from those lessons if you let Jesus help you with that, and evolve and transform because of that. And then when you secure and get a win, not that you have to, what is that going to mean for you, your family, everybody involved? Again, you've been having terrible relationships in your life, and you now learn, hey, maybe I need to change this, change that. Ask Jesus for the help, grow, spend some time learning who I am and what are the right values to actually pursue. Now you run into an amazing relationship that you're like, this is unbelievable. It's blessing me in so many ways. That's a comeback, in spite of all the stuff that's happened. And that comeback is huge. Like, imagine again, loss. That comeback will just sweep the whole thing away like a tidal wave. And you will feel that. Literally, sports legends, politics, unbelievable stories are born out of that comeback moment. And it is going to be unforgettable for you. If you've experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. And for those who that's happened to, as in where you lost, but then you gained in terms of a comeback, how did it feel? Do you remember the losses? Do you remember what you had to go through, how you felt, and who even helped to encourage you? Because if that's the case, then you can be a blessing to others in telling them your story, so they'll realize that defeat is not the end. Defeat could actually be a setup for a comeback. And I hope you know, like, when I say this like Pokemon, I kind of feel like a comeback is twice as effective, or double the effect, if I would say, compared to like a defeat. You can have 1,000 defeats, but if you come back from all of them, as in 10 defeats and then one huge comeback, that just erases those defeats relative to their impact on you. In my opinion, you're going through a lot of stuff. Things are happening. That being said, don't stay locked in the pain. Don't go it alone. Let Jesus help you out so that that defeat can now become the setup for a comeback. You're an amazing story, honestly. Let's see how you want Jesus to help you, or how you allow him to help you write it out all the way through, and evolve and grow, be better, and be a blessing. Yeah. So that's lesson number 4, is to when good guys lose. So again, thank you everyone for sticking around for the whole Rengoku and when good guys lose. I hope some part of this has helped you or a friend in whatever is going on. Please feel free to leave a comment or let us know what you think. Spread the word, tell a friend. And as usual, we will obviously promote the next episode. And that's going to be based on this character. Can you guess who it is? It's not Naruto's older brother, but maybe they all live in the same village and he has too much love, as in not 1, not 2, but 3. That should hopefully give it away. If you don't know who I'm talking about, our next episode is going to be about Iesu. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank you so much. Hopefully you learn that defeat is not the end. And until next time, have a good week, good day, and see you. Peace.